Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business and the SillyVille editions. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, provided I can find good, appropriate internet to do it. But anyway, that being said, first, last week we talked about Western Digital. They got really good reviews on their low-end SSD, and then they swapped out all of the chips for crappy quality equipment. Well, Samsung's doing the same thing, making it yet a third reason to avoid Samsung products. You know, we talked about this. They have a remote kill switch for their TVs. We have the we have now the SSDs they're messing with, and what was the other one they did? Oh yeah, the phone. If you unlock the bootloader on their new folding phone, it completely disables the camera for no real reason. So, you know, there's our first update. Yet another company is doing this, and I guess multiple other companies have done the same thing as well, as either this article or a few other articles I was reading do. So apparently a lot of companies are doing the same thing. They're like, hey, we got away with it. Let's go ahead and just all do it. So, whatever. Well, another update. We haven't talked about the opioid crisis in a while, but the billionaire Sacklers, who released opioids onto the market and then paid a bunch of doctors illegally to promote it and off-label it, leading to giant opioid epidemics all across the country. Well, they were granted lifetime legal immunity as part of the opioid settlement. Yeah, I got to be careful what I say on this one because suffice it to say, I think a gallows in Times Square might be more set. The federal bankruptcy judge on Wednesday approved a $4.5 billion settlement that provides sweeping lifetime legal immunity for the Sackler family behind Purdue Pharma. This is a bitter result, the federal judge said in a lengthy explanation of his approval. I believe that at last some of the Sackler parties also have liability for those claims. I would have expected a higher settlement. Well, then don't approve it. You're the judge. Sacklers owned and were largely directing Purdue Pharma in the late 1990s when the company allegedly began aggressively and deceptively selling Oxycodone, or Oxycontin here. Purdue, which has twice pled guilty for wrongdoing in the marketing of it, is widely seen as sparking the nationwide epidemic of addiction and overdoses. Crisis killed nearly 500,000 people in the United States in the past 2 decades. They are currently worth about $11 billion, have estimated that they earn more than $10 billion from opioid sales. They will get to keep most of their billions in the settlement, and it shields them from future legal charges. No, this is not justice. This is not justice. Something else needs to go on. We're not going to go into that any further. I think that those people should all be stripped of all of their assets. Their assets should be distributed among their victims, and they should be in prison for the rest of their lives. That's what should happen to them. And that's being generous, other than possibly the state doing its duty and saying 500,000 people died because of this. Let's just call this 500,000 manslaughter cases and sentence you to death. That's, that would be appropriate too. Anyway, yet another action against DoorDash and GrubHub for dishing out deceptive business practices, this time in Chicago. We talked about even one of the stores and restaurants in town here, where I'm at right now in State College. They had GrubHub come in and say, oh yeah, you can order your food from GrubHub, and they sign them up without any consent. And so they had GrubHub people showing up to pick up orders to deliver. And they're like, we do not deliver our food because our food is high quality stuff. And being high quality stuff, we cannot guarantee that a delivery person is going to treat it with the care that it needs. And so they end up taking some action against GrubHub, and they're like, oh, we're sorry. And this is what they do. They come in and they just find online menus. They find businesses, and whether or not you agree to deal with them, they just set up a front for your business, steal your business, charge you a whole lot of money. It's a bunch of nonsense. And so Chicago's gotten out, and this is so bad. I think these companies should legitimately be shut down. Just shut them down. And this is why I don't support gig economy. It tends to devolve into this lowest common denominator of bottom scum feeding suckers that sit down there, and then the people who support it just so convenient. Yeah, so convenient that you're supporting and paying and funding a business that is engaging in deceptive practices that is actually robbing other businesses of money who have absolutely nothing to do with them. So in this case, it was a little bit different. Many diners embrace the use of delivery services such as DoorDash and GrubHub to overcome everything from busy schedules to global pandemics. While these businesses provide a much desired service to the public, Chicago's Business Affairs and Consumer Protection Office has filed charges against delivery service for infractions for deceptive advertising, call routing, and charging misleading customer fees. Now, the call routing part is they find a restaurant and then they set up a fake website for the restaurant, out SEO it, and then put their phone number on it and then turn around and charge the company money for the orders. These are some of the things that they would do. So they generate unique phone numbers for each restaurant, advertise as part of the service. When the number is used to place the order instead of the business's other legit number, then the order includes a fee based on the percentage of average orders, the call length of the individual calls. 2019, multiple sources revealed the company's tipping policy was actually designated to benefit the company rather than the actual driver. DoorDash later changed the policy following backlash from their customer base. So basically, a lot of these companies are doing the same thing. They're just getting out there. They're trying to get businesses to sign up. And if the businesses refuse to sign up, many of them are just signing them up anyway. This is why you should not use these companies. I'm sorry for the gig economy workers who this is helping them give a few extra bucks to as they're trying to do some of these things. But at the same time, the abuses that these companies are repeatedly doing over and over and over, they merit the companies being shut down and the people in charge being being stripped of the ability to do that. Judges do this, somebody's caught on securities fraud. The judge has the authority to say, I'm sorry, you cannot hold a securities type job again. They can do that, and they can do that to these business people. We're pulling you out. We're pulling the assets of this particular business. You can no longer work in this type of capacity. You can no longer work as a CEO, whatever else. Go scrub toilets for a while, you moron. But these companies do this because they know they're going to get away from it despite it's being wrong, because morality and ethics is gone in America today. So, well, there's that. And next, Coinbase, it scared the bejeebers out of pretty much its entire customer base, and a whole lot of people liquidated their crypto. So what happened is there was a notification snafu that accidentally sent an error. I mean, hopefully it wasn't a real hack. Hopefully we have the information right here. But what happened is they had a snafu where their notification system sent a whole lot of notices out to random customers saying that your two-factor authentication settings had been changed. This caused a lot of people to jump on really quick, log in, and pull all their money out. Whoops. They did say it was just an error, but they said 125,000 customers received a notice that their security settings had changed. A company which is publicly traded on NASDAQ told them on Monday it was a result of an internal error. Hopefully it wasn't a hack. Who knows? Are we going to see a hack from this later? I don't know. Anyway, that's what Coinbase is up to. That's exciting. And finally, Apple will let video and music apps, but not games, link to other payment options. This is to curb the entire concept of like monopoly and things like that. So they're saying reader apps like books, music, and videos, it will allow in-app links to their websites where other payments can be processed. Video games do not have that option. But basically, this is to get around some of the antitrust. Made another concession about the App Store rules, saying it will let several types of media apps link to their own websites where users can purchase subscriptions without Apple getting the usual commission. Apple was forced to make the change to a settlement to investigation by the Japan Fair Trade Commission. The change will take effect early 2022, they said. The update will allow developers of reader apps to include in-app links to their websites for users to set up and manage an account. While the agreement was made with in Japan, Apple will apply this change globally to all Reader apps on the store. Reader apps provide previously purchased content or content subscription for digital magazines, newspapers, books, music, and video. The Japan Fair Trade Commission said that the planned change would eliminate Apple's suspected violations of the Anti-Monopoly Act. And the regulator said it decided to close the investigation on the case after they confirmed the measure had been taken. Games are not included, and of course, Epic objects to that, of course. And, this is a step in the right direction, in all honesty. Just look at all this kind of stuff, people do stupid things for convenience. It's so much more convenient to just use the in-app purchase. So most people will do that. A small subset of people, though, want to go to the external site. This makes it a little bit easier to do that. At least you can put it on the app and not just advertise it somewhere else. And at least it's now functioning. This is a really good thing, in all honesty. But at the same time, why did it take so long and the Japanese to do it? Anyway, if you want to help support the channel, we do have affiliate links. Today we are highlighting ProWritingAid. This is very similar to Grammarly. However, Grammarly, at least when it started, had a clause in its privacy policy. Basically, anything you type, we can ink and keep and use for our purposes. They've since gotten rid of that. Grammarly is much more in alignment with privacy, but ProWritingAid has always been privacy first. You can get a monthly subscription for $20. You do have yearly and lifetime subscriptions as well. And if you use my code here, tlm.li/PWA, you will get 20% off a yearly or a lifetime subscription. And this is a really good tool for checking things. They do have LibreOffice plugins. I think the LibreOffice plugins might only work with Windows, though. I got to check on that. I don't remember for sure, mostly because I've always just used Language Tool but for LibreOffice. But if you are needing something that's better than Language Tool, but you're a little leery of Grammarly like I always have been, ProWritingAid is an excellent choice. tlm.li/PWA. Now, guys, let's go to SillyVille. First up in SillyVille, dating is hard when you live the van life. I had to include this one. There was no choice in the matter. Not that I'm interested in dating, but the whole living in a van thing. Tinder doesn't work quite well for those living in nomadic lifestyles. Well, you think? When you're living in a van and you want to date, you got to find somebody else who lives in a van and would like to have a mini caravan with you. Your van or mine tonight, honey. Whoa. But yeah, if you're wanting to date in a mobile setting, I got news. I've been living in the van in State College now for over a month. I got to get out of this town. You have a house, it's a different story. In the van, I got to get out of this town. I don't have everything here wrapped up that needs to be wrapped up, which is why I'm still here. But that being said, as soon as everything is wrapped up and I can get out of here, I'm getting out of here because, whew. But still, nevertheless, this just goes into some articles. Nomadic means living out of the Subaru Outback, especially during the past year. Many Americans have foregone apartments, houses for mobile homes like vans, RVs, or cars. Recent studies show RV ownership increased by 26% in the past decade. Sales of RV broke records in March. Yes, it is crazy. And I would not buy an RV right now because you can't get parts to repair them if something goes bad. You got to be very careful about that. Tinder tells us between February 1st, July 1st, mentions of nomad increased by 23% in the profiles. Well, it mentions RV and van both increased by 8%. Still, these are sometimes strike out when they disclose their lifestyles to dates. Most apps use location as parameters to surface potential matches. If you're on the move, that might not be the accurate way to date. Plus, apps don't include a filter for people who move around frequently. All right. So there you have it, guys. If you are into the dating scene, hashtag van life may not be for you. I'm not into the dating scene, so hashtag van life, don't care. Viva la van life. All right. Now you can sync Philips Hue with Spotify to make your lights react to music. This is all we need. The smart lights in my house syncing to my music streaming apps, so now multiple companies at the same time can get information and share it and collect and store such information. Integration is currently in access. If you have a house full of Philips Hue compatible lights, you might be pleased to know that you can now use all of them as a music visualizer when listening to music on Spotify. Integration is now available to try, but it's still in early access, so expect to see some bugs here and there, like your light bulbs exploding, I guess. I don't know. Philips Hue plus Spotify. Link your accounts together, and now we will have all of your information. This is too insane for that. Let's not play any audio here, but let's see what this is doing. Okay, this is a concert. I don't think these are Philips Hues. Okay, he's pretending he's in a concert, I guess. I guess he's pretending he's in a concert because his Philips Hue light bulbs are bleeping along to his Spotify playlist. Well, there you have it, guys. That's exciting. Witness the horror of Streetfighter characters turned human by Google's AI. So apparently, Google AI had a look at all of the Street Fighter people and determined what they might look like as real humans. Some of these are like, ugh. Some of these are like, okay, so here's this dude. Sorry, I don't play Street Fighter. I'm just going to say this dude. I don't know. So there you have it. He's not nearly as mad, though, in the human-looking picture there. Here's Guile. Didn't I see this guy on Back to the Future? He's got, like, no neck. How do you initially got no neck? I don't know. Here's this dude. Is this Guile again? So they gave him like a Tom Cruise haircut. I don't know why. Like, come on. Someone can put this haircut on somebody anyway. What he looks like from that angle. Here's this dude here. Is this Cody? Convincing human, albeit one goes on a knife quite often. Has this man ever tried to rope you into a pyramid scheme? He does look like an Amway dealer, doesn't he? He does look like he's about ready to sell me some double X or something. I don't know. So anyway, there's that. Is it Chun-Li? Is that who this is? Yeah, that's okay. That's good representative. Okay. So AI doing the work. Okay, I think this person has a sex change operation. This one does not look good. Lesson seller Ryu. Ryu went to Ryan, I guess. Because this definitely looks like a dude. This definitely looks like a not dude. I'm just saying. Mui, come on. This is an eye patch, not glasses. And he definitely looks threatening. This dude does not. This lady needs a bad shave. Really bad shave. Gil. All right. Looks like a member of Twisted Sister. Concur. So looks like a dude. Looks like a transvestite. I gotta say, or a tranny. I don't know. One of the two. Is transvestite out and tranny in? How do we? Is a transvestite still a thing? You guys in that lifestyle? Let me know. Is that just gone now? I don't know. And Bison, no longer megalomaniac psychopathic dictator, now has become a software developer specializing in high concept titles. Oh, Lord! What? How do you get this from this? It's like a cross between Bluto and Mr. Bean. Russia's counterpart has fallen on hard times, now dances for rubles in the streets of Moscow. I don't know. It's a cross between yeah. The Bluto, is that the bad guy on Popeye and Mr. Bean? Can't you see that? So there you have it, guys. There's the bad side of AI. It might be coming. Well, if you would like to help support the channel, though, you can head on over to Subscribestar. Subscribestar.com/SwitchedToLinux. Another way to help support the channel, keep us going and on the air. Well, guys, thanks for following around, and we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully from a better broadcast location where we can actually get LTE internet and not have 57% dropped frames. Anyway, thank you for watching this video from SwitchedToLinux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.